How's it going, guys? Inrik here, and we're back from more Katawa Shoujo. This is port 86, I think. And in the previous port, we encountered something that happened a few months, actually I think a month ago maybe, give or take. But this is a certain thing happened. I don't want to spoil it, but it didn't give me a decision that time, so I guess that certain port was a vital thing in both Hanako's and Lilly's path. So I guess that should be it. We did talk to Kenji and we had a small talk with him, and I think he repeated what he said before, but oh well. So I should load the save a world away. I sit reading in the library after school, turning page after page, barely registering the words written on each out of sheer boredom. With my cheek resting on my hand, I can't help noticing the slightly rough feeling against my palm. It won't be long before I'll need to get a razor. Giving up on reading, I simply let my head drop onto the book in front of me. Things have quieted down considerably since Hanako began attending school again. When she first returned to class, nothing was said nor done that wasn't part of the usual. Oh no! God dang it, nor done that wasn't part of the usual routine, and it's been the same way since. Neither of us desired to bring up her accident, so there simply wasn't any point in pursuing it. Thus, a few days went by, the daily grind continuing just as it had before. It's only natural that my mind would wander to other places, and more importantly, other people. The lily-shaped hole in the daily life of Hanako and I has been pretty noticeable for a while now. I'd be pleased to say that this has allowed me time to refine just what my thoughts of her exactly are, but alas, I've had no such luck. It doesn't help that many attempts to do so have led to the troublesome topic of Iwanako. Great, not that. I don't know how I managed to say that, but every time my thoughts drift into that direction, I reflexively try to think about something else. Why did this have to happen now? Of course, I turn and look up to the source of the tentative voice coming from behind me. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb anyone. That's not it. I glance around the orange-tinted room, quickly realizing how silly my apology must have sounded. In the time I've spent thinking and lazing about in here, everyone's well and truly left. Library closing? If you don't want to go, I could keep it open a bit longer. It's no trouble at all. Don't worry, I should get going anyway. Thanks. As I get up and begin to move off, I feel Yuko's eyes drilling into my back. Oh, that's not good. Is there something wrong? You look depressed. Are you okay? Yuko nervously twists her fingers as she says this, unsure whether she's overstepping her boundaries or not. I really can't tell if she's more worried about my mood or about bothering me. Normally I just shrug it off and assure her that I'm fine, but my reflective mood gets the better of me. Despite being staff, she really doesn't feel as much like an authority figure as the others. It's just, I guess the best term for it would be relationship problems. Oh, I'm not too good with that kind of thing. My only relationship ended a bit abruptly. Did he disappear? But if you want to talk about it, I mean, I could listen, I think. Oh yeah, you definitely can listen. You know how to drop crap and whatnot, get startled easily, and everything else. Now I feel kind of bad for bringing it up. She's not that old though, so at least she has a good chance of finding another partner. It isn't like we're in a bad situation right now. I have spent many days together as friends. Something going out to do stuff, that kind of thing. But I'm starting to want to do more for her, learn more about her, and be with her more. I'm not sure whether it's actually love or not, though, and our friendship as it stands is enjoyable. You shouldn't let that stop you. Sorry. How to say this? I think that's nice that you have a good friendship, but school is going to eventually end. Do you think you'll be fine with not knowing if it could have gone further after you've graduated? I guess that's the crux of the problem. I really have no idea what the answer to that question is. Well, I can't really help there, but your true feelings is something you have to decide for yourself. But I think that if you do love her, you should definitely say something. After thinking about it, you should now, okay. Advice, never tell your friends about who you like, because then they're gonna pick on you, they're gonna start saying random crap about it, and they're like, later on they're gonna start bugging like, go ask her out, and then ends up, when you're about to do that, you were taking your time, I was taking my time, you need to focus on the thing. Do not let them do stuff for you, because that's the bad thing. Because they say, oh yeah, they tell you advice, they tell you everything, and then all of a sudden like, oh hey, I'm gonna go ask her out for you. It's like, fuck, what are you gonna do now? Now she thinks that you're a wimp, thinks that you're gonna be pissed, and everything's go down, and like I'm like, hell. There goes half my school year. Because crap, that's how it goes if you tell one of your closest friends like, oh hey, I like this certain person, and all of a sudden like crap goes down, and basically what happens is that you should have done it yourself, but then your friends kept rushing you like, oh hey, you should go ask this girl out and stuff like that, and it's not a good idea to do so because it kind of kills it. And if you have a friend that's protected of you that you've known since first grade, third grade, something like that, if they're protected of you, then they'll make their situation worse. And so this is why I don't like saying love stuff to other people. It kind of sucks, and you shouldn't really do that either, really, until you think you know, and that's the thing. Okay, I should really start reading again. After thinking about it really hard, I decided that even though my relationship didn't work out, it's still better that way than never knowing if it might have or not. I never expected you guys to sound so wise. Well, I don't expect it to sound so wise either. It only makes sense that, with more life experience than I, she'd have a better idea about this. While I suppose not very much as was actually answered, talking to her has helped get it off my chest. And I have no doubt that I should confess if I really do like Lilly. As crap, I give a slightly frustrated sigh. If only reading so much actually helped that when it comes to a situation like this. She gives a girlish giggle, which only reinforces my view of her as being different from the usual staff here. In the end, it all comes down to what will happen after school finishes once again. Considering what happened before I came to Yamaku, it feels like being asked to keep up with the field of runners despite having started with a dozen yards behind them. It's just one more motive to move on from the past. The last thing I need right now is to get too caught up in that and getting homesick while I'm at it. Homesick, yeah. Once again, I found myself calling Lilly. My phone bill is going to be horrific considering this is international. Yeah, well, unless you have those calling cards, to specific areas, we get a lot. Speaking to relatives across the world. Well, not really across the world, but like across, I think it's, I don't know, my oceans. But it's worth it. I don't only want to smooth over her feelings from the last time I called, I genuinely want to talk to her again. When the phone finally picks up, I easily recognize the voice on the other end. Oh, no, not this again. It's Toe. Hello, Mrs. Toe. May I speak? Damn, I forgot how the rest is supposed to go. It's not encouraging to forget such a small amount of words, even if I didn't spend that long trying to memorize them. May I speak with Lilly, please? Hello again, Hisao. Are you teaching yourself English? No, I am ranked number 1 in the English terms. Thank you very much. Just a little. I don't think I'm too good at languages in general. I'm not either. I'm terrible at Spanish. Oh, don't say that. Your pronunciation was good. I'll get Lilly for you. Just wait a moment. I obediently wait as she goes off in search of Lilly, the other and going in silent. Eventually, a much more awake sounding Lilly than last time answers the time over there over there being past noon by now. Hisao, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. Hi. Good afternoon. Sorry for taking so long. I was outside in the garden. Gardening? Unfortunately, I found I'm no good at it. So I just smell the flowers. I think my fingers appreciate it more. I take it Hanako's recovered a bit? Yeah, I just made sure she was eating and eventually she righted herself. Thanks for the help the other day. I don't think I was really that much help. The main thing is that she's better though. True. How's life over there then? It sounds like you've been living nothing short of a mansion. I wouldn't call it a mansion, but it is rather large. It is obviously what she wants to say, though modesty stops her. I'm a little envious, but it is her holiday. It's a nice house to stay in, though. There's a beach near here too, which Akira's especially fond of. She's a swimmer? She's constantly dragging me there to have swimming competitions, which she wins every time. Obviously, Lily doesn't strike me as a very athletic at all. So not being an adept at swimming seems logical enough. The fastest I've ever seen her move is her understandably relaxed pace during her walks to and from the suburbs down the hill from the school. It makes the image of her swimming hard to imagine. The beaches there must look nice. They'd be less crowded than the ones around here at least. Indeed. Akira says the area around here looks beautiful because it's so far outside the city. I only realize what I've said after I say it. But it doesn't bother her at all. It's still easy to forget that she can't see when she's not around, despite the time we've been friends. That said, the local accent sometimes makes communication a bit hard. It's a constant reminder that this isn't home. While the fact that she doesn't consider her parents' residence to be her home makes good sense. It makes me realize that I can't really answer whether the same goes for me. Graduation from Yamaku is distant enough to be difficult to view objectively. And I've spent so much time in this small room, I've come to accept the dormitory as my new home surprisingly quickly. I guess that would be hard to deal with. Is your knowledge of English holding up? I don't know why that is was bolted, that was weird. Thankfully I may be fluent, but being in a position where I have to use it often helps in curbing my Japanese accent, so it's been useful practice. I hear you're trying to teach yourself English? More like memorizing a few lines and failing at even that much. I'm really not cut out for learning another language. My admission of defeat draws an amused giggle. I believe that there are things one chooses to do in life, and also things that are chosen for one to do in life. Okay, did you just repeat the same thing? You can take comfort in the fact you're better than me in science and math, at least. All that's helped in is making me Mato's star student. I wouldn't worry about it. They're useful skills for many jobs, right? That's what he tells me. His face vertibly lit up when I said I'd probably go into career involving either. We both share a warm laugh at the events that have befallen with each other on opposite ends of the world. It's nice and reminds me of our simple small talk that I've been missing since she left. As each of us waits for the other to begin speaking, I decide to push ahead with my feelings. I can feel my throat tightening slightly. I miss you. The silence on the other end of the phone tells me she's given the words their due weight. But as it goes on, I can't help feeling more and more apprehensive. Thankfully, the silence ends almost as quickly as it had begun. I miss you too, Hisao. Goodbye. Oh, well, okay, that's the best way to end a conversation. I miss you too. Goodbye. Goodbye, Lily. Once again, the phone is hung up, simply and without any further ado. God, that was actually... Okay, that kind of... It kind of gave me this warm feeling when I was reading that. I think something's gonna... something bad's gonna happen. That light, tentative, almost shy voice, her warm and soft tone... I'd simply be lying to myself if I were to say that I don't recognize this feeling for what it is. With thoughts of Lily dancing on my mind, I started anticipating her return. Today has been a most excellent day. I kind of lost the track of what I was gonna say. Wow, I'm terrible. I guess I could see why my English teacher was pretty pissed at me when I usually forget where I was at. And the worst thing is that he always interrupts me when I read. I sit listening to another of Mato's long-winded lectures, my mind wandering far from the scribbles on the dirty blackboard. I still don't know why it looks like somebody just like had a huge chunk of chalk and smeared it on the wall, on the blackboard, and just like erased it and left the marks there. It makes no sense at all. Since I called Lily, my mind's been drawn in two directions, both roughly lead to the same conclusion. Well, this sucks. I remember I ended at conclusions. I started to feel oddly detached from my past life. It's only been a month and a half since I've arrived here, yet the school's become a second home. I've gained new friends and contacts, managed to get to grips with the school's lifestyle and culture, and become accustomed to the quirks of my classmates. To become used to a school where disabilities are the norm, rather than the rare exception, still catches me off guard. Sometimes when I think on it, same school that's populated by burn victims, amputees, the blind, the deaf, and all manner of disabilities in between. If someone had described the school to me before I'd come, I'd have shrugged it off and as an overreactive imagination. Even when I first arrived, I felt like the Dutch coming to the strange new land for the first time. It's amazing how quickly one becomes used to the environment they're forced to live in, really. And now I've even found someone that's got me entirely smitten. What a strange life. Well, that's how life is, you know, you go to a new place and you settle in there, and then you find someone you make new friends there, and then there you go. There goes your life, and then now you're finding someone that you have feelings with, and there it goes. Before my mind can wander any further though, I find a page of lined paper slipped under my distracted face. The garish, bright pink ink has no doubt been penned by Misha. Of course! Don't look so bored to Chan. Oh, fuck. No. Don't look so bored to Chan. School's nearly over. 3-day holiday. Alright, we got Saturday and Monday off. Wait, what? Can't complain about having less school, I suppose. I uncapped my pen and scribbled on the page before covertly passing it back to her. Flicking my eyes to the front of the class every now and then, Mito continues scrawling away arcane equations and formulas on the board. I'm guessing you have something planned? Misha takes the paper back and hunches over it comically, even for her, with her tongue poking through the side of her mouth. Did she misinterpret my expression as depressed? And is she trying to cheer me up? Student council work with Chan, of course. Oh, of course, yeah. You're still brooding over that, surely? Okay. But Chan could have helped us, poor lonely girls. No! I'd lend you a hand for today if I weren't going to be busy. Oh, naughty. Oh, no, naughty. I'm just going to meet Lilly with Hanako. I don't know what you've got going through your head. Yeah, nasties. So, Lily's back? Yeah, she's coming on the evening flight with her sister, so she'll be back in school next week. As she takes the note back and begins to write, I look up to see an unwelcome sight. Oh no! While I frantically try to silently catch Misha's attention, Mito confidently strides through the gap between the desk from the front of the class, his intent gaze focused directly on her. She suddenly stops writing as his tall figure casts an impossibly long shadow over the page. You're in trouble. He silently takes the piece of paper from her and begins to read. Sweating bullets. I quickly glance around the class. Nothing there. Complete silence, of course. It would just have to be the one thing that actually gets their attention during the lesson. After I spend a few seconds examining the page, he rolls the paper up into a small tube and lightly bops Misha over the head with it. Half an hour until you can hop off to the student council. I think you can hold on until then. Misha's face cracks as the entire class erupts into laughter. He might well be awkward, but he knows how to handle her excellently. I don't know. I'd probably feel sorry for her if I weren't as busy stifling my own laughter. Sucks to be. Oh wow, how do we? Okay, Hisao, is that wanted? No, I think that's some foreign airline. And so the third aircraft they're not on comes into land. For the past half hour, we've been whiling away the time with small snippets of pointless chatter. Lilly and Akira's flight has been delayed, and at this rate, it'll probably be dark before their plane arrives. Is that one it? No. God dang it! I can see. I can see why. I can see why now. Oh god. No, the company colors are wrong. Hanako's eyes flutter left and right, following the trickle of people in and out of the huge glass doors ahead of us. Fortunately, nobody pays her much heed, their attention apparently directed towards greater things. I swear to God. No! 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 It is not it! It is not. Third time is not the charm. Maybe that one is it. No. Oh my God! No, I think that's. Hold on a minute. I think that one might be it after all. Oh my God! I can't. Winnie! It takes. Oh my God! It takes still some more time before the billboard changes their flight status to disembarking. A long yawn sinks up on me, not allowing enough time to stifle it. My sleep patterns have once again been all over the place, likely due to the mix of worrying about Hanako and the side effects of my medications. Hisao, over there. I looked at Hanako, then followed her gaze to the airport door. Oh, Lilly, there they are. Really? Yeah, really? Frickin'. Yeah. We all call out to each other in greeting, quickly shuffling over to the side to avoid blocking the passage of others. Lilly. Oh, that's a hug. I don't know what that is. Hanako jumps forward to hug Lilly, a wide smile on her face being all that's needed to see her happiness at Lily's return. Lilly simply smiles in return, her voice soft. It's wonderful to meet you again, Hanako. Hey, as the two give each other a hug, well deserved after all that's happened. While she was gone, I turned to Akira. Yo. Okay, you're pretty late. Yeah, there was a really bad storm over the airport. We got drenched just going from the car to the door. I guess you'll appreciate the weather here more then. Welcome back to you too, Lilly. Hanako breaks off from Lilly as I speak. For a long time, neither of us says a word. Says, heh. Contrary to what I thought her homecoming would be like, the atmosphere feels awkward. Almost stifling. Enough with the word stifling, god dang! Both of us try to guess each other's feelings, not quite sure about what should be said. Damn. This is exactly what I feared when I thought of trying to move things forward between us. Lilly runs her hand through her hair, her fair hair, hey, stop rhyming, and awkwardly twirls one of her bangs in her fingers, clearly trying to think of how the best to react. Eventually, thankfully, Lilly gives a small sigh and breaks the silence. Thank you, Hisao. It's nice to be back. Oh no! Are you okay? You look tired. Evidently not recollecting herself all that well. She quickly waves her hand in front of her face to stave off any concern Hanako may have over her. I'm okay, really. It's just a bit of jet lag. Jet lag. Weak. Ah! You don't have any? She simply gives a big grin, puffing out her modest chest. I feel absolutely fine. That's not fair. Haha. Oh well, you shouldn't take too long to get rid of it. That's right, Hisao. Yeah? Don't we have a holiday from school soon? I'd have forgotten if Misha hadn't reminded me this morning. We got a 3-day weekend starting from tomorrow. Akira playfully bumps her elbow lightly into Lily's side, grinning. Told ya you wouldn't miss it. Haha. I don't know what I'm laughing at. You have something planned? If neither you nor Hanako are busy, I've got no plans, so something to do would be appreciated. Hanako? No, nothing. Of course! Voice crack. That's good. I was thinking we could go to my family's summer house for a bit of quiet over the break. It feels like I'm reading someone's handwriting in my class. It makes no sense at all, but okay. We rarely used it recently though, so we'd have to dust things off a little while we're there. Oh, where is it? Up north in Hokkaido. The place is practically deserted, so it should be a nice quiet break for you guys. You're not coming? Nah, I got a little holiday of my own to set up with my boyfriend. Wait a minute. How are we gonna get there? I lower my eyes at her, suspicious of her intentions. It sounds like we're just cleaning up the summer house for you. That's Perhaps a valid conclusion. Both of us zero in on Akira, her face somewhat evasive. Looks like we were right. That's just a convenient bonus, really. Me and the guy left it in a pretty good condition last we were there, I promise. Yeah, there's gonna be beer bottles everywhere. There it goes. Now then, I'm out of here. Already? Akira? She quickly turns and walks away, her hand held high. See ya in a few days, guys. That's not good. Lilly and I can only sigh at her hasty retreat. It does sound like it would be a nice place to go. Lilly gives an enthusiastic nod, taking her carry bag in one hand and placing her other on Hanako's shoulder for guidance as we begin to make our way to the taxi area. Well, technically airports are the worst for taxi areas because, you know, a lot of people are like, hey, taxi! And then, like, they freaking call a taxi. And I actually saw someone steal a taxi from someone. That was pretty funny, yet screwed up, because it was like, hey, that guy called it, and why did he just, that guy just walked in. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. After the fracas of the past few days, spending a weekend in the country alone with her and Hanako sounds like a dream. The more I think about it, the more sure I am. This will be the right time and place to confess my feelings to her. Oh no! Oh no! No! Don't plan it that. Don't plan it that way. Don't plan it that way. I blame you if something screws up. Ah, hey, look, a train. Oh wait. Oh no! So that's how they get there. It's a train, not a taxi. The morning chill wraps itself around my shivering body. I huff into my cupped hands so desperately try and stave off the cold as we mill about on the station platform. Oh, this kind of reminds me of school days again. God! Too much stuff happens on here. Lily's clothing looks rather ill-suited for the temperature around us. I can only hope it's indicative of what she expects the weather to be like at our destination. Damn it, Lily, why did we have to get here so early? Unfortunately, the train schedule is against us. The next train to Hokkaido is at 2 in the afternoon. Great. Just great. I pause a moment to wipe some sleep out of my eyes, and Lily promptly takes advantage of the opening. Cheer up, Hisao. Once we get there, it'll be much warmer. Well, why not just take the bullet train? A normal train's going to take hours to get us there, so we may as well just take the Shinkansen line as far north as it goes and just switch at the end. There's a certain charm to older trains, wouldn't you agree? I'd agree if I weren't freezing in the morning cold because we decided to take one. Hallelujah. I'm sorry, Hisao. Sorry? For what? What for? What? Ah! I was the one who suggested taking a normal train. Way to make me feel guilty. Guilty as charged. All I can do is sigh and cover my face with my hand. That's fine, I'm just grumbling. Not my Hanako, you needn't shoulder all the blame on yourself. Even without your suggestion, I'd still have opt for the same thing. Oh, and then yeah, thankful for the quick interception from Lilly. I take a quick gander around the station. Aside from us, the train platforms all but deserted. The morning dew settling on the empty benches. I guess no one else was masochistic enough to brave the very early morning. Though if someone was, they'd more than notice the huge bags both Lilly and Hanako brought with them. A huge what? Just what did you have to pack into those things anyways? The bags? She pauses a moment and tilts her head in thought. A change of clothing, raincoat, underwear, sleepwear, a number of books. I think that's most of it. You make it sound as if I'm unprepared. You brought less? Underwear and a pack of cards, that's it. That's not gonna help. And my pills, but never mind that. No pajamas? Damn, I knew I forgot something. As I ruffle my hair in frustration, Lily sighs. There'd be clothes you could use there. Akira still occasionally goes there after all, and I think some of our parents' clothing is still in storage. I don't think there will be any problem with you borrowing a set of pajamas if need be. Thanks. Still, I don't mind just sleeping in my normal clothing. For 2 days? Good point. Not really, though. 2 days would be borderline. It's more that looking even a little like a slob would be unacceptable while in the presence of two girls. That is unacceptable! As we leisurely talk on the station platform, an announcement sounds from the loudspeakers, loudly heralding our ride's arrival. Looking past Lily and Hanako, though, the train is still well out of sight. A quick check of my watch is enough to see that it's the one we'll be taking. The 5:30 train was ours, right? Correct. Either of you want me to take your bags? Mine's not exactly heavy. My, that's very gentlemanly of you, Sal. Oh yeah, he's a gentleman picking, hey, no, after you, and picking let you go first. A blind person might bump into someone. Yeah, good idea. Don't I accept too reluctantly now? As I bend down to pick up Lily's large bag, I look up to see Hanako picking up hers. You're fine with that? A silent nod's the only answer. I'm starting to get the feeling that by the trip's end, I'll be able to count every sentence she said on one hand. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3. Hey, look, it's actually moving. Hey, why are you playing cards? Wait, where'd you get the cards from? What? With the morning landscape passing by the window and the occasional rattle of the train bumping the carriage around, I try to focus my attention on the aging playing cards held in my hands. Oh, we're playing cards! Oh, I'll raise you a 5. She scrunches her face up and leans over to Lily conspiratorially. The two exchanging a few whispered words. Considering how often this has happened so far, I'm coming to doubt Hanako's grasp of how to play poker. At least it's not what you think it is. It doesn't seem to disturb Lily's reading though, her hands fitting over each page with only occasional corrections to account for the train's bumping and rocking. Wait a second! Wait, whoa. This is the thumbnail music. God dang it! The collection of chess pieces that we're using as chips is steadily growing away, so it doesn't really bother me. Looking around us, our carriage is almost as empty as the station platform. We'd waited for the train itself on. Only a handful of people can be seen, looking mostly like tourists and couples on holiday. While the two continue their less than clandestine strategizing, a small boy looks over to see and stares at me. Hoping he doesn't begin to stare at Hanako, I simply give him a wave and a smile. Thankfully, he retreats back to his seat after finding me far too boring to waste his attention on. I'll see you and raise you another 5. Damn, you got me. I fold. Fuck this, I'm folding. Table flip. Wait a second. How are they playing cards if there's no table? I've been bluffing and she's caught me. Hanging my head, I push over a large portion of my winnings. Hanako looks absolutely delighted. She looks really happy. And even if Lily keeps her attention focused on her reading material, I can see the smirk on her face. They're both extremely pleased. For a moment, I try to work out what Lily's reading, but the cover is too faded to read beyond the fact that Roman letters are on it. I pity I can't read the braille above the printed title. What are you reading, Lily? The title looks like it's in English. That's right, it's And Then There Were None, an old British story. I could read it to you if you like. She extends the offer with a grin, obviously in jest. I think I'll pass, thanks. Great, you're passing up 2 things! That's just bad! You're passing up 2 things! Actually looks pretty nice. Voice crack. Why is it pink? That's my question. That's not much of a summer house. I thought summer houses were like brown and whatnot, but I guess pink is okay, I guess. After a seemingly endless trip, we finally reached the promised land of the Chateau Summer House. Even after the train trip, the walk-up seemed to take forever. Despite my grumblings though, I had never guessed the sight that would be in store for us once we traveled that long, deserted road. It looks more like a farmhouse than the everyday house. I'd imagined small in size and surrounded by trees and bushes. An empty expanse of wheat fields and farming land can be seen as we walk up, the fencing only consisting of rickety old wooden planks. Wooden planks all up in heat. That looks really, you can see like reflection right there. It really drives home how far we are from the major cities. And is a sight that feels antithetical to the environment I grew up in. The only thing that doesn't surprise me is its Western styling. Wow, it's amazing out here. It's wonderful. That's nice to hear. While Akira may have said that she kept the house in reasonable condition, I was worried that we might have different standards of reasonable. It looks like there isn't another soul for miles. I thought Akira would be the type to keep to the city. Lily froze her brow in thought, seemingly recalling almost forgotten knowledge. From memory, there's a small town not too far ahead. Other than that, though, this is a largely just old farmland. Akira and I stayed in our parents' house, which was in the nearest city for a while, but after they left, we decided to move into a smaller, more easily maintainable house. To find a place like this in Japan nowadays, it's kind of anachronistic. Well, this town does have quite a bit of history. I looked down the street one last time before getting back to the task at hand. Shall we go in then? I'm parched. It was a long walk to get here. Lilly gives an enthusiastic nod, the three of us lugging our bags into the house. What is up with this? That's a futon. That's a futon. I sleep on a futon. Ha. If I was sleeping on that futon, I'd be like, I'm dead. Just fall asleep instantly. So I'm gonna end it off here. I hope you guys enjoyed Katawa Shoujo Part 86. And I guess this is much more of a progress than it is, but last episode was major because freaking I kept on running into random decisions and I didn't know what to do, and I think I chose the wrong things. But anyways, as always, I hope you guys have a great day. Hi. Oh, fuck! What? No! Oh no! Oh no! Who, what? Oh crap. No, crap, I don't know what to choose! What do I choose? Oh no! Oh no! She won't even know who